What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Disventure Dude, back today with another video. This time I'm going to be answering whether or whether not episode 13 will be the Rescue Island episode for season 5. Really quickly, before I get on to the video, I would appreciate it so much if you would like to subscribe, as I just recently started out this channel, and every subscriber means a big deal right now. And now, to answer the question. All the way back in episode 1, it was revealed after Aubrey's elimination that Rescue Island would once again feature in season 5. Since then, after every elimination, episode 2 being the exception, we have seen the eliminated contestant choose to either go to Rescue Island for a second chance to return to the game, or quit the game and go to the motel instead. So far, 9 out of the 11 eliminated contestants have chosen to go to Rescue Island. The main reason that a lot of people think we might see Rescue Island in episode 13 is because last season, episode 13 was the episode we saw Rescue Island. I'm quickly going to go through some of the reasons it might happen and some of the reasons it might not happen, and then I'll answer whether or whether not I think we'll see Rescue Island in episode 13. A big factor in the question is asking what would everybody do in a Rescue Island episode. To do an entire episode on Rescue Island, you would need to make sure that everybody has at least a bit of development for their character, because as there's no challenge or elimination like there is in a normal episode, there has to be some development or else it should be super boring. Obviously, this episode would have to exclude Alec and Evie, as since they quit the game, they would not be able to feature in this episode as they are currently in the motel. I'll go through each character that I think might have something to do this episode, as to properly answer the question, I'd need to be able to answer that first. Starting off with Aubrey, who would probably need at least a little bit of focus this episode, as in my opinion it seems unlikely that she will return. Since she only had 1 episode in the game, she had pretty much no development, and I think that if they weren't going to try use her in this episode, they would probably have to bring her back for another season, which I doubt many people would like, as people find her pretty annoying. They might try to help someone they might try to get someone to help her be less annoying maybe, and that could be what she'd do. But I don't know would even this happen, as being annoying is kind of the whole point of her character. I feel like Ernesto would be a smaller character this episode, but he would still have stuff to do. He would probably try to boss around the eliminated contestants a bit, but when he would fail, he would be at peace with it rather than being grumpy like in episodes 1 or 2, and he would be okay with letting somebody else take control. They might also find some wood for him to carve, as I think that could just be something cool for him. However, just like last season, I think that there will be an ending scene to the episode, and it's possible that the ending scene this time, with all of the eliminated contestants together, I think Ernesto might be able to successfully get the eliminated contestants to listen to him and build a shelter, which I think would be a great round-off for his character, even if this happening would probably mean that he wouldn't return to the game. Gonna be honest here, I don't think that these two will do anything much this episode, and while it's possible that Bruno feels weak after getting betrayed by Spencer, Manu would probably only cheer him up and do nothing else, as Bruno still might have stuff in him to give to the season, but Manu's completely worn out, and I don't think realistically there's anything much that he could do. I think that this episode they'd just be side characters and pushed to the side in favor of other characters who need development more. I don't think that Finn will have much to do either, and he will probably just be grumpy all episode long. To be honest, I think that this season, Finn was just created for the sake of filling up a spot on the Fens team, and that they just wanted to boot him early rather than eliminating more interesting characters. Once again, Anastasia is a character that doesn't need much done with her, in my opinion. I think that it's possible that she and Benji decide to try and find art supplies together. However, I think even this may not happen, as she and Benji aren't best friends or anything, and Anastasia eliminated Benji last time, and Benji played a role in eliminating Anastasia this time. I think that Anastasia's character is basically done. Season 5 was almost a redemption arc for her, and now I don't think that we'll really see her again. Maybe the occasional appearance or a comic or something like that. Aiden is a character that has been extremely overused at this point, and finding more interesting things for him to do would be really hard, considering that DC2 was the only real season where he had much to do that was interesting. Maybe he could be upset that Evie betrayed him, but with no Evie around, I feel like they could just wait for that until the motel episode so that she could actually be there. Aiden's probably just going to be pushed to the side unless Odd Nation Cartoons does their signature. Let's give Aiden the spotlight despite the fact that he has no reason to be the spotlight. Benji is an interesting case in my opinion, as he currently has the most potential to return to the game. And if he was to return, I don't know would Odd Nation Cartoons make him a bigger character in this episode. Then again, Emily returned to the game last season, and she had a pretty big role in the Rescue Island episode, so you never know. I think that Benji will probably still be pretty demotivated and upset that he performed badly in the challenge, and that Ali betrayed him, even if he knows that she was probably right to. Either way, might make him a big character, might make him a smaller character, we'll find out. As for the final contestant, I'm confused as to whether or not Dunia would have a role in the episode, as she would be the most recent elimination. I feel like they might give the bigger roles to characters who didn't have as much time in the game, such as Aubrey or maybe even Ernesta. They could have her be upset about everything that went down with Nora, however, I feel like she's unlikely to be that sad about things, as they did make up before Dunia left, so once again, we'll find out. But now, let me talk about the main reason that the Rescue Island episode might not even happen at all. Up to this point, there has only been one non-elimination episode this season, which is highly unusual in a season of 26 episodes, as by episode 12 in season 4, there had already been 4 episodes where the elimination had either been a swap, some sort of twist that meant the character wasn't eliminated yet, or just an episode that had no elimination to begin with. The reason for this was because in season 4 there were only 18 contestants in 26 episodes, while in season 5 there is 24 contestants with 26 episodes. That leaves much less room for non-elimination episodes, as they need to have narrowed down the numbers to at the most 3 by episode 26. Usually 2. And this has to account for a comeback and a motel episode, meaning that in the merge, there would probably have to be a few double elimination episodes if there was to be a Rescue Island episode as well. And I don't think Odd Nation Cartoons wants that. The Rescue Island episode isn't essential to a season, and while you could say the same thing about the motel episode, I think that they would rather have an episode with the characters who chose to quit, such as Alec and Evie, included in it, rather than an episode without them. This is the reason why I feel like we may not get a Rescue Island episode this time around. I could be wrong, and if I am, we'll find out soon enough when the trailer comes out, but this is just a prediction. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. My next video should be out soon, so stay tuned for that. Disventure Dude out.